Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great week. Hope all of you had a great Friday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, like we always do every single summer on this channel, we talk about the rookie quarterbacks heading into the NFL season. However, there is one individual, there is one player we got to talk about. It's time to talk about him. We need to, and that is no other than Anthony Richardson. I always like to talk about the former top picks in the NFL draft, at least their first couple years in the league, because I think it's really fascinating to keep up with. For example, we've talked about Bryce Young a lot. We've also talked about C.J. Stroud a lot, and the list goes on and on and on. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, or now that I think about it, we probably need to make a video on Caleb Williams next. I digress. But the one player we haven't talked about in quite some time is Anthony Richardson. And you can make a legit case and argument out of all these young quarterbacks in the league, he's in the most interesting situation and predicament. Believe it or not, Mr. AR is heading into year number 3. Time flies, but here we are, year 3, and he has nothing to show for it. Granted, got those in their big disclaimer, because I know Timothy and Bobby are flying to the comment section. But Matt, he's been injured. I get it. Calm down. Injury or not, he has still done nothing at this point in time in the NFL. And I'm not holding that against him. It's more so of I'm trying to tell you, he still has something to prove. Has he shown some flashes of greatness? Absolutely. The potential's there, but like I always say, and this is the problem with AR, in this life, 98% of people walking on this earth, they don't reach their full potential. Am I saying that's going to happen with Anthony Richardson on the football field? No, but it's a great possibility. I've seen him make some unreal throws, especially that one, was it last season? Oh my goodness, it was like 60 yards in the air, fading away, threw an absolute dime. But the biggest problem with Richardson is, yes, the highs are very high, but the lows are also very low, and he is super inconsistent. He's not accurate. The only, well, I don't want to say the only, there's multiple great things about him. He's an athletic specimen, one of the most athletic people, I'd say, in all professional sports. Insane build, rocket launch of an arm, but all that doesn't amount to a hill of beans, guys, if you're not accurate with the football and you can't read a defense or process a defense, which goes hand in hand. A little ironic, we're about to touch into, well, no, we're going to touch on it right now. So in yesterday's preseason game, Richardson, he got lit up, and I'm talking about lit up, but, and I have a ginormous, enormously large, big but, here's my question to you, let me know in the comment section. Was it Richardson's fault he got lit up? There's so many mixed opinions about this. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, well, it's the tackle's fault. He should have slid over, picked up the edge rusher. I've seen some other people saying, and this is the boat I'm in, well, no, it's Richardson's fault. He has to identify the pressure and throw where the pressure is coming from. He had the running back wide open in the flat. This isn't rocket science, guys. This is quarterbacking 101. Wherever the pressure is coming from, that's where you want to throw the ball to. The more you know. I did see some people arguing and saying, well, maybe he had a slide protection onto the left. He thought the pressure was coming to the left, and he was wrong. It came from the right. But still, even if you think the pressure's coming from the left, and I don't want to divulge into this too much because we'd be up here for 15 minutes just talking about this play alone, you have to know where your checkdowns are. I'm trying to dumb this down to the best of my abilities. Long story short, you got to throw hot. If you know anything about football, you know what I'm talking about. I know I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Blitz is coming from the right. Where do you throw the ball? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. You throw it to the right. That's not on the tackle, not on the offensive line. It's not on the running back. It's 110% on Anthony Richardson. There's a reason you didn't see Tom Brady taking hits like this, because he knew what to do in that situation. Anyways, moving along here, Richardson, he gets mollywopped, gets injured, and the night for him, it comes to an abrupt ending. His final stats on the night, 2 for 3, 21 yards. That's it. 0 touchdowns, 0 INTs. Not a large enough sample size to even try to evaluate him. Here's why I'm making this video, though, and it's what we need to talk about. Number one, how are you heading into year 3 and you can't identify a blitz? You don't know where to throw hot. That's my biggest question right now. In sports, it's not about how many insane, unreal, and phenomenal plays you can make. It is all about doing the ordinary things extraordinarily well. Can you be elite? I'm not just talking about good or great, but elite at the simple things. That's what it comes down to. I'll give you a great example. If any of you ever golfed before, even someone that's not that good, a 20, 25 handicap, even a 25 handicap, I want you to think about this, and it's the beauty of the game of golf, can hit a PGA Tour level shot. That's the difference. Every single one of you watching this video will never be able to dunk like LeBron or probably even throw a football like Tom Brady. But golf, it's relatable because you can hit that tour level shot. But, and I have another ginormous big but, here's the difference from your average Joe 20 handicapper and a PGA level player. You're only as good as your worst shot. A quote-unquote bad shot for a PGA Tour player is still probably near the green, in the rough, something like that. A bad shot for a 20 handicapper is you're topping it 5 yards, you're slicing it into somebody's house, hitting it in the road, the water, stuff like that. Same logic applies to football. You don't got to be making hole-in-ones to be the greatest ever. I think Tiger Woods in his career only has one hole-in-one, but guess what? There's plenty of other golfers that have way more hole-in-ones than him, but they're not better than him. You don't need to throw 60-yard bombs every single game, but here's what you do need to do. You need to pick up the blitz, know where it's coming from, and hit the running back in the flat. The simple things. Can't harp on that enough. Tom Brady did not have the greatest arm of all time. He's a slow, unathletic white dude, but guess what? He's the greatest quarterback of all time. Why? Because he dinked and dimed his way down the field. He knew how to read the defense. Tom Brady didn't just make a living. He made a GOAT-worthy career of hitting 10-yard curl routes, running backs on the Texas route, and pretty much that's it. Occasionally he threw a bomb up to Randy Moss, but that was few and far in between, 3 to 4 times a game. The other 60-70% of passes were to tight ends across the middle of the field and hitting the running backs. Tom Brady, I swear, he had to throw the ball to a running back more than any other quarterback of all time. It's crazy how sports work. Who's more athletic? Anthony Richardson. Who has a bigger arm? Anthony Richardson. But he don't even sniff Tom Brady. He can't even hold his jockstrap right now. I'm going to go back to this. If you were watching the channel years ago, you're going to remember it. I didn't understand the Anthony Richardson hype heading into the draft until this day. Still don't understand it. Let me clarify. I do get these NFL GMs and scouts. They draft based off of potential. I get that 10,000%. But for me, and this is just me, my personal preference, I don't care about potential. I want to know what you can do right now. Because when you watch Anthony Richardson at Florida, he didn't impress me. Would I have taken him in maybe like the 3rd or 4th round? I'll give you a great example. Where Jalen Milroe went in the draft, that is where I think Richardson should have went. The way I evaluated Milroe and Richardson heading into the NFL draft, 1A, 1B. Almost the identical prospect. But yeah, one guy went in the 3rd round, the other went top 5. Jalen Milroe and Richardson both throw a phenomenal, I'm talking about a phenomenal deep ball, but where they struggle? Reading the defense and accuracy. They are. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They match up perfectly. Milroe is already in the NFL one of the most insane athletes, and guess what? So is Anthony Richardson. Heck, the more I talk about it, the more I'm starting to realize they are a carbon copy paste of each other. And it's crazy because Richardson wasn't even that good at Florida. That's what mind boggles me the most. A lot of your casuals are going to go, Matt, what are you talking about? Did you see all those insane plays? And yes, I did. But that's the problem. If you go on YouTube and type in Anthony Richardson highlights, you're going to think he's the second coming of Michael Jordan. But if you were to watch his entire game from start to finish, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this guy, he makes some terrible throws, terrible reads, and just terrible decisions. Here's another question I got to ask you guys. When do we start talking about Anthony Richardson being injury prone? Every time I look up, he's hurt, banged up, nicked up, whatever you want to call it. Here's the last thing we're going to talk about before we end out this video. Bearing some insane injury, an ACL tear, I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll leave it at this. Bearing an injury, this is the put up or shut up season for Anthony Richardson. Can we all agree on that? And for me, it is a very different situation from anyone else in the league. I don't really care about the numbers. I could care less if he goes out there, let's say he plays in all the games and he has 20 passing touchdowns and we'll say 17, 18 interceptions. On paper, that doesn't look good, right? But that doesn't paint the picture perfectly. If he's making good reads, or we'll say better reads from the past couple of years, that's a step in the right direction. That's what I want to see out of him. I want to see improvement. I want to see him know where to throw the ball when the blitz is coming. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to see him push the ball down the field. And number 3, although I said I wouldn't be too upset seeing 20 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, I would like to see him take, and what's the best way of saying this? I would like to see his, we'll call it, risk management skills go to another level. For example, if it's 1st and 10, I don't need you forcing a pass down the field 25 yards into triple coverage. Now, if it's 3rd and 10 and you got the ball around the 40 or 50, you're losing, need to make a play, that's different. When it's 1st and 10, you don't have anything there, throw the ball out of bounds. Live to see another play. I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this. In the league, they're trying to make him a pocket passer, and I know the injuries would increase if this happens, but I don't care. You're an athlete. You got one life. You only got one career. I would like to see him run the ball more. That's my unpopular opinion. What's the point of drafting an athletic specimen, and that's the main reason you drafted him, if you're not going to let him be an athletic specimen? It's like Cam Newton. We know this. Guys like Cam Newton, Jalen Milroe, Anthony Richardson, they're not going to be in the league until they're 45 like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Joe Flacco. They got maybe 10 good years max, so you might as well use them. Although Cam Newton was a much better passer than Anthony Richardson. He's low-key an underrated passer, if you could ask me. Cam Newton wouldn't be Superman Cam without his scrambling ability. Heck, man, I'm not even just talking about scrambles. I like to see some design runs. I know they're not going to call a bunch, but I like to see it. And you can't even sit there and say, oh, well, we're trying to protect him. It doesn't matter. We've seen by this point in time, he's going to get hurt regardless. A good year for Anthony Richardson would be making the right reads, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not even going to throw a stat line out there. I don't care about the win-losses. I don't care about the completion percentage, interception, touchdowns, none of that. Just make the right reads, brother. As far as it goes for all the hype around him, do I think he can be a star in this league? Absolutely not. He will never be a star quarterback in the NFL. Best case scenario, bridge guy. I don't even think he's good enough to be a starter. But the Colts believed in him. They're going to ride with him. I have no problem with that. I guess we shall wait and see what happens. Many more things I could say. Want it off here. I'm curious. I know your thoughts down below. But